Good morning. It's early here. Not that early. 6 a.m., 6:15, something like that. Um, so I've been posting on my social media these interviews with Dr. Sue Morter and her energy work and all that stuff because it's very interesting to me and it's very, I think, poignant that it's coming up right now because it is teaching us how to get in touch with our Sushumna. She even talks about Mula Bandha, which we use in Ashtanga Yoga. Um, and embodying the body with the energy that created the body. And I think what's happening with the yoga is a lot of people are still getting caught up in the body and not the energy that's filling up the body, which I've talked about before. But one of the biggest things and kind of an aha moment I've had is as this older idea of ourself is falling away, we are also the energy of the new thing coming in as we change, as we grow, as we expand. But we are identifying so much with the part of us that's falling away. So, this facade that we have of ourselves as it's cracking, and the new thing that's full of more energy, full of more life, it's our next stage of being is coming up inside. We aren't identifying with it. We're thinking it's something coming to try and destroy us. We are identifying with the old shell that's cracking away. And the old shell that's cracking away is also us, but it's us as we were. And the new thing is us as we will be. So we need to be who we are right now, which is both, so that we can see the old thing fall away and that we can accept the new thing that's coming up because it's also who we are, it's also us. So it's an interesting thing to contemplate. But the thing is, I don't want you to contemplate it here. I want you to feel it in your body. There's so much identification with the mind as being who we are. And then we start to live. We think our mind is here. Our mind isn't. Your brain is there, but the mind is not there. The mind is a ethereal being, an ethereal part of us. It's not an actual physical lump of clay, which like our brain is right in there. So quit, number one, quit identifying your brain as your mind, because that's just not the truth. The mind is something else. You can Google it if you want to look it up and see what you feel about the mind as, and make your own definition. The idea is, though, don't get stuck in one definition, because the mind is so many other things. And in her teachings, as in so many teachings, it goes with yoga, it goes with all this stuff, is we are energy, and the energy created the physical body, and the physical body created the mind to help us identify and do things in this world. So we cannot leave the mind, we need it, but it is a tool for us to navigate through this world with. And the energy, this world is also energy, but it's compressed down into more of a solid form. When you're thinking about the energy that this body is, there's much more energy outside of it that's still part of it, but it's compressed a lot of itself down into this physical body. And then when you get a more solid thing, that's a deeper compression, like stone. Stone is still alive, but it is stronger. That's why in the Sanatana Dharma side of things, you start out kind of as rock, and if you make it through that and you get born in a new life, you can become plant life, then you can become animal life, then you can slowly build your way to a human life, because human lives are the probably the least solid of all of them, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Thinking about this physical body, it's squishy. Even the bones break. So it's not a super solid thing like stone. Stone, you can forcibly break it, but that's a whole nother matter. Identifying with the energy that's created this body, that is this body, will make this body lighter. And doing this breath work, breathing down the central channel that she teaches, is very, very powerful, because it brings us back into what in yoga, in tantra, we call this Sushumna Nadi, the central channel, and all the chakras are associated with that. So when you're having an issue and the energy is moving around a spot, so you're having less receptivity, say in your stomach or in your chest or in your back. If you bring the energy back to the Sushumna Nadi, to the central channel, it kind of forces it to go into all the little things, because it comes back up, it goes out, it comes around. It's really powerful. So what's funny is we're using yoga asanas, to identify with the body so that we can then disidentify with the body. We're not supposed to kind of throw away the body, but we need to identify with more than what the physical body is. This is not the end-all be-all of all things. If you have a pain that magically went away, that, I used to have a back pain on this side, and it would sometimes, when I would go to Mysore, I was doing this hard practice every day, Sharad was watching me, and it would not be there all of a sudden. And then the next day it would pop up and be on the other side. Now, if I'm having a literal physical issue, it's not going to move around like that. That's energetic. And so if you can identify with the energy, you can see these things, and you can kind of bring the energy back to the central channel, and then all the external things from the central channel will take care of themselves. One thing she said in an interview I recently watched, that I'm integrating, and I know this because I believe this, but to have someone say it and you get an aha moment of it is kind of a different thing. In Hinduism, they talk about Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. Well, we are the creation. We are also the creator. And we are also creating at all times. So we're all three stages, like I was talking about before. The thing that's falling away, we are that. We are also the thing that's coming up and taking the place of that and forcing the outer shell to break off so a new outer shell can be there. But we are also the energy that's connected to both of them. We aren't separate from all these things. We are all these things. And if we can dive into ourselves enough to feel the truth of that and get an experience of that, once we get an experience of something, that's when we kind of, okay, I got it. And I've had an experience of it several different times. And right now, I'm kind of going through this. I keep talking about I've been sick. I had an issue where I ate some salmon. And I was vomiting that whole night. I got home and it was 2 to 3 hours and I just couldn't take it anymore. I started having diarrhea and then I started vomiting. Until I was empty, I didn't stop. And then I was weak from vomiting, but I did my nighttime, very weak version of my nighttime puja, and went to bed and woke up and I felt okay. But then I kind of was having sinus trouble. I was having this, I was having that. And so this past week, I've been really doing my energy work, really doing my asanas, really doing everything strongly. And up until like Friday. So Friday I did less, Saturday I did less, Sunday I did less. And I was feeling better. Like the energy, the sinus stuff was going, the energy was flowing. And yesterday I had some Thai food with shrimp in it. And I was vomiting. After 2 or 3 hours, I was in the middle of teaching a class when it was kind of wanting to hit me, a meditation class. And we were doing a mantra to Tara Ma, who is a Devi that is all about destruction of everything that is not any longer you. And you have to let it crack away. And it just hit me. And so after the class was done, I kind of had to go sit in the bathroom and I started just vomiting like crazy. And then I felt weak again. I went to bed. And I thought, here I am teaching this stuff, and I'm maybe not paying attention to it enough myself. So I'm going to start digging back into my own thing more so that I'm teaching from this deeper place again. I don't think I was ever outside that deeper place, but if I'm having a shift, I'm doing exactly what I was just saying. If I'm having a shift and I'm still identifying with myself as this old part that's cracking away, which is what I've been doing, and not identifying at all with the new thing that's coming up, and the old thing apparently doesn't want the seafood in my body anymore. It just doesn't work. Because every time I've eaten it, this is what's happened. But I'm identifying with that person who still wants to eat that. I'm not identifying with this new energy that maybe that's not for me anymore. I need to be here. And so if I can stay with that and with it as it evolves, not just with it, because if you get stuck thinking it's the thing, but the thing below it that's also behind it coming up, then I'm going to have a fight there. We have to be open, not closed, so that we can feel the new thing coming up, identify that that's us, and let the old thing go while we're identifying with the new thing, and we're saying goodbye to the old thing. And then directly beneath it's another level that's coming up. If we're doing our sadhana, you're going to constantly be evolving. And I get in a comfort zone of being okay with this. This is the new thing. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now that's me. And I'm stuck there. And this new thing's coming up and trying to crack, and I'm having all this trouble. I'm tired of having trouble. So I have to be willing to be an evolution in process at all times. That's what we all are. Why do we not want to deal with this? We just want to be comfortable too much. We're taught to seek comfort in our culture. And since I've spent so much time in India, especially the last few years, and I have been mostly uncomfortable the whole time, even though I'm happy, I've realized there is comfort in the discomfort because a change is happening, and that's what we're seeking if we're doing this spiritual work. We're seeking to grow and expand and become the newest, most accessible, most energized version of ourselves. And then that in 5 minutes will be becoming a new thing. And then in maybe 5 days, we're becoming a new thing. But we have to be okay that we're constantly having this shedding. Our flesh does it for us. Our flesh sheds every day. We get itchy, and when we wash or scrub it off, brush it off, then we feel great. Then a couple days later, it's wanting to do it again. So we should brush it off again. Let the old go. And so it's interesting to come to the realization that I've been thinking I'm doing this. I'm some kind of a teacher who knows that this stuff's there, and to catch myself having not been doing it. It's just funny to notice that and to share it with people so that they can see that we're all a work in progress, and we're all trying to do our best, get to the new level, get to the new place, and make it through the world while we do that. Anyway, that's all I got. Got to go teach class soon. Classroom's right up there, so I'm looking out the window to see if anyone's showing up yet. Not yet. Okay. Have a great day. If it's evening where you are, have a great evening. And in about a month, I'll be back in India. So if you're in India, I'll see you soon. If you're in Frankfurt, I'm here until then. And maybe I'll see you here. Ciao.